guys, it's Libby. So this is my first ever video and I'm so excited to bring you guys this look. It was really spur of the moment. My friend Carly's here helping me film. Shout out to you, Carly, I love you. And I decided to do a tutorial and I really didn't have a plan for this just because I'm not a planner, and so I didn't decide what I was going to do beforehand, so I just kind of got on camera and played around with what I had in front of me. I think it turned out really well and I'm really excited for my channel to get started. Thank you so much for watching my video, and if you want to see how I got this look, just keep on watching. Thanks guys, bye. Okay, so I'm going to start off with my Nivea Men's Post Shave After Balm to prime my face. And this stuff is amazing because it's inexpensive and it works so well. And I like it because it's not silicone-y, and I really hate primers that have like that weird texture, and this just really helps your makeup to stay all day. So I'm just going to blend this in my face until it feels tacky. And then I'm going to grab my Milani Conceal and Perfect 2-in-1 foundation, and this is my first time using it, and so we'll see if I like it. I don't even know if this is the right color. So it was the lightest one they had because, you know, I'm the lightest. So I'm going to grab my favorite foundation brush, which actually isn't even a foundation brush. It's a sculpting brush, so it's technically for like contouring, but it's by Real Techniques, and I love it. Ooh, this is so low. That's all right. It's a little yellow. I'll make it work. And so I'm just going to kind of dot this all over my face. I'm so excited for this foundation because it's supposed to like really stay all day long, which I have trouble with that, my foundation staying. So I'm going to go ahead and start just kind of pressing this into my skin with this brush. And we're going to go over it with a beauty blender when we're done with this. But this foundation smells like wine. It smells like white wine and like cinnamon. I'm just gonna go ahead and start buffing that into my face. I know it's really yellow, but like I said, we'll make it work. I'm gonna blend this down on my neck so it doesn't look as harsh. And then I'm going to take my Real Techniques sponge, which is a great dupe for the beauty blender. I think it's like $6 and it works amazing. So I'm going to go ahead and pat this into my skin, on my ears, because we don't want any lines. And then, of course, the day I was going to film, I got a nice little friend there. He's not welcome to the party, so we're going to cover him up. And we're also going to kind of put some concealer around my nose because I get really red around my nose, and so I'm just going to put a little bit of extra concealer. This is the Clinique concealer, by the way. It's really good. I like it a lot. My initial reaction to this foundation is that it's really yellow tone, but like I said, that can be fixable. I think it looks pretty good on my skin. It blended out really easily, and it is pretty full coverage, and I get the feeling that you could even add more coverage if you wanted to. So I would right now recommend it. I'm going to wear it for a while, and then I can update you. But so far I like it. So I was disappointed in the color range, though, of this foundation. There's like only 6 colors. So it's either, like, if you're really pale, you can't get it, and if you're really dark, you can't really get it. So it's kind of like that weird in between that like only 3 humans actually are. So that's kind of stinky. So I'm just going to go ahead and run through my brows with a little spoolie just to kind of comb them in the direction that I want them to be going. And then I'm going to get just an angled brush of any kind, like mine. I got mine from like Walmart. And I'm going to, I like to start in the middle of my brow when I start filling them in, just because I feel like it gives me more control over the shape. So I'm going to start on the top, and I'm going to just start filling in the shape that I like. And I like to kind of enhance the shape of my brow, because my brows are kind of blah, so I like to add a little zest to them. It's like a push-up bra for your face. Bomb. Okay. And then I'll just slowly start working my way down my brow and quick little motions to kind of mimic hair. I mean, it obviously doesn't look like hair, but we don't want super harsh lines. And then when I get to here, I'm going to just draw underneath where I want my brow to kind of be because my hairs are really sparse right here. So I'm just going to kind of add a line where I want them. And then after I've drawn that line, I'm going to flick up to mimic hair going this way on my brow. So flick up. And then I'll flip my brush going sideways and do the same thing, flicking up, just to create a more natural brow. Obviously this is not natural, but you know, we're gonna do the best we can. Okay, so that's one brow done, and I'm gonna go ahead and do the other brow off camera so you don't have to watch that whole thing over again. Okay, so now that I've got my brows done, I'm gonna start on my eyes, and I'm just gonna go ahead and prime my eyes using that Clinique concealer that I used on that lovely pimple that we have. And I'm just gonna throw this all over my lids. And then I'm going to just take my sponge and blend it out. And I really like this method of priming my eyes because, first of all, you don't have to buy a primer. And second of all, I just think it works a little bit better than any other primer that I've ever used. Just some concealer and then powder over it. So I really, really like this. So after I've pressed that on my eye, I'm just going to go ahead and grab my Rimmel Stay Matte powder. And I'm just going to grab this e.l.f. brush and kind of set that concealer so it doesn't crease. Okay, and today I'm going to be using my Tartelette in Bloom palette, and I actually don't have any specific look planned out. I didn't really like sit down and figure out what I was going to do before I did this, so we're just going to roll with it and see what comes out, and yeah, let's just have some fun with it. So I'm just going to grab a fluffy eyeshadow brush, and this is just the Morphe M441. And I'm going to grab the color Sweetheart in this palette. It's a really pretty, like, mauve-y color, like mauve-y brown. It's really, really pretty. I'm just going to grab that, and I'm just going to sweep it all over my crease and a little bit higher than my crease. Just blending it in with a really light hand. You're not going to ever want to apply a lot of pressure on your eye. Just really lightly blend that in, and I'm actually going to go above my crease a little bit just so we have a really pretty transition into whatever else we do. I'm not sure. Okay, so now that we have that on, I'm going to grab a shorter, denser eyeshadow brush. This is the Morphe M433, and I'm going to grab the next darkest shade, which is Rebel. I'm going to grab that on this brush, and I'm just going to put this directly in my crease. So a little bit under Sweetheart, that lighter shade. We're just going to throw this in the crease, and we're not going to drag it up like we did with Sweetheart. We're going to keep it fairly tight. Not super, but fairly tight in that crease. And we're only going to bring it like 3/4 of the way through, not all the way through like we did with Sweetheart. Okay, and then I'm going to grab that brush that we used before, and I'm just going to blend this out. I'm not going to drag it super far up into the crease, just we're going to kind of soften that up. Okay, then I'm just going to grab this flat Urban Decay brush, and I'm going to take a really shimmery pretty color, and this is called Funny Girl, and it's a really creamy color. I love this color, and I'm going to put this all over my lid. And I'm going to pack it on. We're going to pack a lot on. Really focusing in this outer half, in this inner half. And a little bit up into the crease. I'm going to do that same thing on the other eye. Just packing it on. And I'm avoiding all this color out here that we did because that would defeat the purpose of adding all that crease color if I just went over it. Alright, then I'm going to take the M433 again, and I'm going to take that same Rebel color and just kind of go over where we put the Rebel the first time, just to kind of blend in the colors so we don't have a harsh line there. Okay, and now with the pencil brush, this is the Morphe E18. I'm going to take the shade Leader, and I'm going to put that just in my outer V, just to add a little bit of drama to the eye. And I'm just flicking it. I'm not dragging it. I'm just kind of flicking it so it doesn't get everywhere. And then we'll do the same thing to the other eye. Okay, and then I'm going to take another flat brush. This is a little bit fluffier than the other flat brush that we use. And I'm just going to take a matte white shade. And I'm just going to highlight my brow bone really quick with that, just to give the brow even more of a lift. Okay, and then I'm just going to grab a little bit more of that really shimmery Funny Girl and throw that in the inner corner of my eye. Okay, and now I'm going to put on fake lashes, but I'm actually going to do that off camera, so we'll be right back. So now that I'm done with putting those lashes on, which, hey. Okay, so I'm going to finish up my face. So I'm going to take my NYX HD Concealer, and I think this, yep, it's in 1, the shade 1, because I am so wet. And I'm just going to take this and make a triangle under my eyes to conceal and highlight at the same time. Well, how cool. And then I'm going to take it down my nose, under my chin, Cupid's bow, on my forehead. And then I'm going to grab my sponge again and just start tapping this, pouncing it into my face. Everyone says pounce now. I don't know where that word came from. I don't even know what that word means. So we're going to pounce.
You're like a cougar, like,
I'm gonna pounce. That's a lie. Okay, so now that that's all blended, I'm going to set everything because I am a freak who cannot not set my makeup. Like, people that don't set everything, I'm just like, how? So I'm gonna take my Anastasia Beverly Hills contour kit. I hate this, obviously, like, hate it. I've never used it before in my life. Whatever. And I'm going to take all 3 of these highlighting shades because I like the banana shade. I like this light one. And then I actually have been loving this highlight shade for under my eyes because it's not super shimmery. And so it doesn't make me look flat when I set it, which I love because I feel like when I set with a really matte powder under my eyes, it looks really just gross, like it doesn't look good. And so this really adds like that sheen that you want, that I want. I mean, if you want to look like a Krabby Patty, go for it. So I'm going to mix all those 3 shades. I'm using my e.l.f. blush brush, which is the best under eye setting brush of life, and it's like $3, so hey. And then I'm going to just set this everywhere that we put that concealer.
just keep picturing.
Like I said, I'm Beyonce always. And see how that just like is a really pretty, like smooth looking under eye? Like that looks good. Okay, I'm just gonna say. And then I'm going to take just some loose powder. I think this is Mary Kay powder and I really like it. Loose powder, and I'm just gonna take this up and up brush and just set the rest of my face. And I'm not gonna press in, I'm just gonna lightly dust it over my face. Barely touching my face because we don't want to be cakey. But I mean, it's summer, girl. Like, you don't sweat, you gonna melt. So we're just gonna set this all over our face. Okay, and now that that is all set and we are not gonna move, I'm gonna go ahead and contour. I'm actually gonna be using 2 different bronzers to contour because I think it adds more dimension if you have 2 different shades. Instead of just having like a sharp line, it's kind of like, oh, like maybe that's actually her face. It's totally not. And I have no shape to my face at all. Like my face is just this blob. So I really have to go hard with the contouring, which I mean, I'm fine with. So for my first shade, I'm going to be taking this NYX matte bronzer, and this is in the shade medium. And I'm just going to take this big ol' fan brush, and this is the Morphe E5. Like, be forewarned, it's gonna be a line, but it's all good. I'm just gonna take this in the middle of my ear down to the middle of my eye. That's where you're really gonna want to contour. And I'm just gonna take this and run it back and forth to get that sharp line, so we can pretend like I have cheekbones. And then I'm just going to blend it up on the sides of my face. Obviously, do the same thing for the other side. Okay, and then I'm just going to take, this e.l.f. stippling brush, and I'm just going to kind of lightly blend this out, but I'm not going to blend it down. Whenever you're contouring, which I'll make a contouring video, but whenever you're contouring, don't ever blend down because that totally defeats the purpose of contouring. So I'm going to blend side to side, and I'm going to always be pushing it up, never down. Okay, and then I'm going to take this same stippling brush, and I'm going to grab one of my favorite bronzers of all time, and it's like $3, you guys. Love it. This is the NYC Smooth Skin bronzer, and this is in the shade Sunny, and I really love this. And I'm just going to go right over where I put that first contour, but because this is a really thin brush, it's just going to go barely over it and kind of create a multi-dimensional cheekbone. I don't really contour my nose because I don't like my nose, and so I just don't like contouring my nose. I don't know why. So I'm just going to grab whatever is left on this and just kind of run it on my nose just so there's like a little bit of color there, but we're not going to be doing any intense contouring. And then I'm just going to grab a little bit more and contour that double chin away. You are not welcome here. Okay, so now that that's done, I'm going to grab blush. And I have to go really hard on the blush because my face, I feel like it eats makeup. Like, I'll put some blush on, and then in 15 or so minutes, it'll be way lighter than when it was originally applied. So I'm going to have to go, we're going to have to put a lot of blush on, but it's okay. I'm going to be taking this Makeup Revolution blush palette. Oh, looks so pretty. Can we talk about this? Like, what? This was like $10. Ridiculous. Absolutely. I mean, I was stealing from them when I bought this because it was so cheap, and it's bomb. So I'm going to be taking, because this is a pretty pinky look. There we go. I'm going to be taking this color and a mixture of this color, and we're going to mix those two together. And I'm just going to grab a Real Techniques. I think this is a multitask brush, and I'm just going to grab those, and I'm going to put it directly above my contour, and I'm going to kind of blend it with my contour a little bit, just so we don't look like what's that ice cream, like the Neapolitan, where it's like dun, dun, dun. Like, we don't want to be that. We want to be blended like a milkshake. And I'm just going to lightly dust. I'm not going to be pressing hard. I'm just going to lightly dust this right above where we put that contour. This color's so pretty. Can't handle it. I can't. So it is pretty intense right now, but like I said, seriously, in like 20 minutes, it will be gone. And then I'm going to take that really shimmery color because I like to glow. Like, I like to have like a distress signal on my face. So we're going to take that shimmery color and kind of add that on the sides. And I'm not going to go on the apples of my cheeks. We're not going to go there because I don't want to look like a clown. Not today, at least. I'm not doing it. So then I'm going to take that same brush that I set all of my face with, and I'm just going to kind of blend this out very lightly, very softly, just so we don't have any harsh lines. Blending that out. And now, my favorite part of life, I'm going to be highlighting. And today I'm going to be using two different highlighters. This is my favorite technique for highlighting because I think it adds so much dimension to your face. So I like to layer highlighters. So today I'm going to be using one of my all-time favorite highlighters. This is MAC's Soft and Gentle. Seriously, this looks good on everyone. I have done so many people's makeup and have used this highlighter, and it looks good on every skin tone I've ever done makeup on. And so I would highly recommend it if you want just a good highlighter that'll stick with you, you know? So I'm going to be grabbing that, and I'm going to grab a Morphe 501 brush. We're going to put it on our cheekbones, or the cheekbones that I created. Girl, you don't need plastic surgery. You need some contouring. We're just going to apply that pretty generously. And I'm actually going to go up the sides of my face and above my brow just because I think you kind of want like a C, just because it kind of doesn't make it look like it's a harsh line of glitter on your face. It's like, oh, like, that's a little natural. So we're just going to do the same thing on this side. And then I'm just going to take a little bit, whatever is left on my brush, and put that on the apples of my cheeks so they're not blank, but they don't have a bunch of color on them. And then I'm going to run it down my nose. I'm going to take my pinky and put some product on it. Put that on the tip of my nose, because we want to shine bright like a diamond. So now that that is on, and then I'm going to put a little bit, not a little bit, we're going to put a lot on our Cupid's bow. Okay, and then I'm going to grab my second highlighter, which is the Makeup Revolution Vivid Baked Highlighter, and this is in the shade Golden Lights. This is a really pretty highlighter, and I believe it was only like $7, which is a really good price for a good highlighter, because a lot of drugstore highlighters have no like pigment. There's nothing to put on your face. Like, you put it on and it's like, oh, okay. So I'm going to put this right in the center of where I put that first highlight, that Soft and Gentle. We're going to put that right there. Ooh, mama. Right there, just so it has a little bit of dimension. And then I'm going to take my sponge and just kind of tap it all over my face, or all over this highlight, just to kind of blend it together. So like I said, it's a little more natural. Okay. And now that the highlighter is done, I'm going to go back to my eyes just really fast. I'm going to grab a flat definer brush, and I'm just going to add a little bit of something underneath. I'm just going to add a little bit of color, not a whole bunch, just a little bit of color on my lash line, because I want my eyes to look really big. I have fairly small eyes. They're by no means like the smallest I've ever seen, but they're pretty small. So I kind of want to make it pop. So I'm going to take that Rebel color, and I'm just going to drag it along my lash line. And we're going to bring it pretty far in. And then I'm going to take that color Leader, the darkest color that we use, and just put it on the outer half. And I really like this technique because whenever you put dark color all in your eyes, it makes them very cat-like. which on certain occasions is exactly what you want, but right now I want my eyes to look really wide and awake, and so I like to put it on just the outer half because it'll still make my eyes look big without closing them off. Then I'm actually going to be taking this is nude, but it's pretty white. This is the NYX Wonder Pencil, and this is a liner, and I'm going to put this on the waterline of my eye just to further open them up. And I'm also going to drag this in my inner corner to brighten that up. Okay, and then I'm just going to take a flat, small brush and take that shimmery shade Funny Girl, and I'm going to put that on my inner corner again because it kind of faded. So we're going to throw that in the inner corner again just to make it really pop. And then I'm going to apply mascara to my bottom lashes just real quick. I don't want a whole bunch of mascara because my bottom lashes can tend to look really clumpy, so I'm just going to do a little bit just so it kind of evens everything out. Okay, and now it's time for lips, and I actually have no idea what lip color I want to do, so let me just think about this for a sec. So I'm going to go ahead and grab this NYX Soft Matte Lip Cream, and this is in the shade Stockholm, and I'm going to take a NYX lip liner, and this is in the shade Nude Pink, and I'm just going to line my lips really quick. Okay, so now that I have quickly lined my lips, I'm going to go ahead and grab this NYX Soft Matte Lip Cream and throw that on. Okay, and I'm going to add a gloss to this just because I feel like it. So we're going to grab the Buxom lip gloss, and this is in the shade Samantha. I just got this. I'm so excited about it. And it's lip plumping. Okay, and then I'm just going to set everything using my e.l.f. Makeup Mist and Set. This is the only makeup setting spray I could find. It's not the best, but you know, gotta do what you gotta do. And then real quick, while this is still wet, I'm just going to go over it super fast with my sponge just to make sure everything is blended together. And that completes this makeup look. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you in my next video. Bye! My ears are red because I'm nervous. We're filming my audition to be a Victoria's Secret model, so no big deal. It's fine. No. She might nerd. Guys, it's Libby, so this is I'm a star in the sky. Okay. Are we filming? Is the question?
Yes.
Oh, okay. I am Beyonce. I actually am Beyonce. So just a side note.